In this video, we will learn how to propagate Tulsi or holy basil plant using stem cuttings. Growing Tulsi G or holy basil from cuttings is easy to do and a great way to get more free Tulsi plants. Growing holy basil from cuttings cuts growing time by about half. It takes a few weeks to root, but once the roots emerge, the plants quickly push out fresh growth for harvesting. Plus, you can grow Tulsi or holy basil from cuttings year round. Subscribe and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from urban gardening. Take 5 to 6 inch long cuttings from a healthy portion of the parent plant's stem using a sharp scissor or pruner. Look for a young, thin branch, ideally one with new growth or shoots on it. These will grow best when transplanted. Make sure the cutting includes at least 1 or 2 growth nodes that can be buried in the growing medium. Prepare cuttings by removing the leaves of the stem about 2 to 3 inches from the end. Make sure that the bottom 2 nodes are clear. If possible, take cuttings from the newest growth on the plant. Trim off any flowers or flower buds from the stem. Make sure to retain at least 4 to 5 leaves on the stem cuttings. Good drainage is key, so choose a container with drainage holes where excess water can trickle out. To start your basil or Tulsi cuttings, mix 60% garden soil and 40% cattle manure. Poke a hole in the medium with a stick or pencil, then insert the end of each cutting into the growing medium and lightly tamp the mix around the stem of the cutting to hold it upright. Make sure that 1 or 2 leaf nodes are fully covered with the growing medium as roots will develop from the node area. Plant cuttings 2 to 3 inches apart. Firm the potting mix around the stem to ensure good soil-stem contact. It's not uncommon for some attempts at propagation to fail, so it's best to take at least 5 to 7 cuttings to ensure success. Water the medium thoroughly so that it's completely wet. New cuttings will require a lot of water initially before roots begin to form. Most plants will not root in full sun, so place the cuttings in a location where they will receive a 50 to 50 ratio of shade to dapple sunlight. For most plants, cuttings thrive on warmth and humidity, and the growing medium should be kept evenly moist but not drenched while roots develop. Once you have your cuttings potted up, there is a chance they will go into shock. That means they may drop for a few days after being repotted. They should pop back up and look healthy again in a few days. Place the pot somewhere it can receive bright but indirect light, such as on your kitchen counter or on a windowsill or under a potted plant. Provide consistent moisture, enough to keep the soil damp but not always soggy. Cuttings grown in containers will dry out faster and require more frequent watering. At this stage, shift the pot in direct sunlight for more compact growth. Lack of sunlight results in laggy growth as the plant sends out long, weak stems in search of adequate lighting, while sufficient sun helps produce full, compact growth. Some cuttings will fail to grow, that is completely normal. When you see new leaf growth is developing along the stem of the cutting, it usually means that the healthy new roots are established. Once you feel some resistance on the cutting, it means the roots are sufficiently developed. At this point, we can transfer the cutting to a new pot with fresh potting soil. Make sure you don't pull or grab the cuttings by the stem to remove it. You can use a spoon, butter knife or skinny trowel to pop the seedlings out of the pot. When you see new leaf growth is developing along the stem of the cutting, it usually means that the healthy new roots are established. Make sure whatever container you use has holes in the bottom so water can drain out. Fill the pot with the soil mix. For the soil mix, use 50% garden soil, 30% cattle manure and 20% river sand or perlite. As you work to fill the pot, lightly pack the soil around the cutting's root ball with your fingers. Now add some water. It's normal for the dirt to settle after you water. If that happens, simply add a little more to level it.